Good evening, fellow space commanders, and welcome back to the officially unofficial Elite Dangerous Stretch stream. I keep an eye on the chat, you know. I do. I try and react to what's going on out there. But there we go. But welcome. It's Thursday evening once again. Yes. Most of the way through the week, and it's not been a bad week for me. I've solved some things this week. It's been good. Stuff has happened, and I've got things ticked off my list of things that need to be ticked off, which is always a good thing, I find. So welcome one and welcome all. It's Thursday. It's time to play some more Elite Dangerous. It's time to talk about all things Elite Dangerous. And there's quite a bit to talk about. Actually, there's still quite a bit to talk about. Are we officially unofficial? I have no idea. We are definitely unofficial, so we might be official. I think we're probably officially unofficial. Can we be? We're definitely not unofficially official, because that would be cheeky. So there we go. But before we do that, there is the thing, and the thing must be done. And I'm going to attempt to continue to do the thing, because the thing is the thing, and the thing must be done. So with no further ado, let's do the thing that is the thing, and see how far it goes. This is getting increasingly difficult on this stream. I've set myself up for failure, but what can you do? Right, let's do it because it's got to be done. Wintermute GB here, of course he is. Welcome to the start of the stream. Wintermute GB, he's always here. Of course he is. Urban Sparks is here as well. I'm in the chat, which is just odd. So I don't know what I'm doing there. The triplex personalities are here as well. God, I was trying to say that. The triplex personalities. There's way too many P's in that. The Harkonens are here. Yes. To evade the Aracuses, which is good. There's a first time chat from Begaboomtastic. That is an excellent username, so welcome to you. Frank Miner 2949 is here. Commander Terakov is here. Aussie G is here. Frank Miner 2949 is here again. Say it twice because that's how welcome Frank Miner is. Mega Plastic Man is here. Simon Dime is here. Biff Boy 81 is here. The Aracuses are here, fighting off the invasion of the Harkonnens. Enigma-ish is here. Or Enigmish, as I like to say. Big 39 GT is here. NDP 783, which rhymes, is here as well. Grumpy Atelier is here. Blogtwat is here. MP Telby is here. Commander Betrayer is here. Orkney Shawn is here, beaming in from the far reaches of the distant north, covered in snow. Winter has arrived. It's not coming, it's arrived. Have a Boomer is here with 4 thumbs up. The Big Boo, good to see you. And welcome to the rest of the Drooniverse. The Drooniverse? What's that? This is the Drooniverse.
Welcome to the Drooniverse.
I gave you no bracing time, did I? My Toxin is here, Urban Sparks is here, Top Shot is here, Funny Asteroid is here because it's never a good space game without a funny asteroid. Matt Monksoft is here as well. Boys is ever on Wikipedia. Eridan Dun Dragon is Dun Dragoning. Abstract Players here. What else have we got? Andy Pipkin, Aussie G is here as well. Resenda's here, good to see you, Resenda. Dex Vega is here. Tin Man UK 79 is here. Simeon Gray is here. Andy Pipkin is here. Alexander Corbin is here. Zedek Specky is here. How are we doing? Commander Terakov. Sace is here as well. Commander Burn, first time chat. Good morning from wherever you are calling in from. Good to see you. Commander Silent DD. Deadstar Omega is here. Slam Dunk 66 is here. Hofx VR is here. Xpadex is here. Faithfus UK is here. Sleepy D Wagon Man is here. Major 69 Chord. That sounds like an interesting one. Is here as well. Prince Hugo is here. There's a whole bunch of unicorns appeared in the chat. Cajun Fox is here. How are we doing? I think I might be there. Prince Hugo. Did I say Prince Hugo? But there we go. Right. I think I've got up with the stream. Welcome one and welcome all to the unofficial. Did I miss you, Winnie 1974? 1979? Sorry, I do apologise. Everyone give Winnie 1974 a big welcome because I missed him out. I'm going to have to get lied down. So I'm going to have to catch my breath. Anyway, so there we go. Stone Cold Mason has just missed the end of the chat, but hello anyway, you're fine. Right, welcome one and welcome all, and it is time, as ever, it is time to do what I normally do. So are you ready? Brace, all hands on deck, swelly thing alert. Right, that's enough of that. That's the other thing. Yeah. So I do tend to waffle on about things. We'll get to some serious stuff in a bit. The only waffly thing about this is it's a whinge, right, about Twitter. I Probably against conventional wisdom, as I actually saw this thing about the Elite Dangerous news, and it said, and I blame Wintermute for this because it's obviously his fault because he spotted it first. So I thought, I'll stick it out on Twitter because why not? Because it looks a bit dodge, right? It's a worldwide whinge this week, and because Frontier had published something in their news, right, which basically said, that thing that's coming, we're hoping, we're hoping. We'll get it done by the end of the year. Hang on a minute, I said. Well, Wintermute GB said, because he spotted it. Hang on, are they winding back a little bit on that this year promise that they gave us last week? Well, who knows? Because it's there in print, right? So anyway, I being the rather stupid idiot that I am, I tagged Alioth, told me in it, who's obviously head of PR and communications and stuff at Frontier. Instantly, the White Knights descended upon me and started tearing me off a strip for having the audacity to even mention the possibility that I could be possibly criticising the developers at Frontier Developments. To which Arthur, to be fair, Arthur stepped in fairly quickly and basically said, no, it's this year. It is this year. In fact, he said it twice, bless him. So it is this year, despite the fact that the Elite Dangerous News update said, we hope to deliver it this year. So what was most amusing was the number of people who dived in straight away with, I don't think it's fair that you criticise FDev. Development is hard. It's not easy writing computer games, etc., 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 etc. So all I said is there's an inconsistency between what they said and what they printed. But eventually, once Arthur had basically said it is this year, with little full stops in between all of the words, emphasis his. Then I retweeted that, I think, and then I deleted the original tweet because I thought that's not going to help the cause. Because the idea behind all this, my friends, is just to sort of try and promote Elite Dangerous. So there we go. That's my run-in again with the Elite Dangerous fanboys. They're very intense, aren't they? Very, very intense indeed, and so try and avoid them as much as possible. But it is quite hard. But anyway, yeah, full marks to Alioth actually, because he actually responded to my tweets. I mean, I got a response. I actually got a response from an official Elite Dangerous person for the first time in 6 years. Ta-da! I'm actually quite impressed with that. So Arthur told me now knows that Drew Wager exists. I'm going to have to be careful because that intolerable sense of self-importance is going to come back and haunt me, isn't it? So, so I'm probably still the official unelite. I think that's probably right, Big Boo, the official Elite Dangerous troublemaker. But I got the point across, I feel, that, if you're going to say something, for God's sake, make it accurate. Anyway, so if Arthur told me he doesn't know who I was, he does now. And he's probably, I'm probably on the list of troublemakers. But hey, there we go. Let's see how we go. So anyways, that was a long way of explaining that I put some tweets out and had a silly reaction to them, but there we go. It's this year. He's absolutely and fair play to him. Arthur has absolutely, or Alioth. Are we allowed to call him Alioth? Is that all right? Has absolutely nailed his. He's not just nailed his colours to the mast. He's nailed his trousers to the mast. You can't climb down now because he said this year, regardless of anything, it's there in print. So there we go. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, thanks to Alioth for responding to that. That was good. Yeah, and all the good stuff is coming this year. So there we go. He's nailed his beard to the mast. Excellent. Poor old Alioth. I wouldn't want that job for all the tea in China. I have no idea how much tea in China there is, but there's probably quite a lot, and I don't need that much tea for a start, so it'd be rather pointless. But it's an unlovely job being sort of community front man for something like that, I'd have thought. But there we go. Right, it's time to discuss some actual stuff a little bit more seriously about Elite Dangerous. So let's get on with it, shall we? Tuplex says just defined this year. I think that's fairly unambiguous. If Frontier starts going, you know what, guys, we're going to redefine the definition of the word year, then I think we've all got cause to be suspicious. But hopefully we'll be okay. Big Bill, yeah, it must be fun on the good days and the worst job ever on the bad days. I think you're right. I think they certainly need our understanding and sympathy on occasion. So there we go. Right, it's time to brace once more. It's time for community comms. Let's see what the community's been talking about this week. Ta-da! So the kind of big thing, and hopefully the chat will now be enabled, so it'll all start scrolling up the side of the screen for your delectation and delight. Thanks for the follow there, Slumdunk66, appreciate that. Is what is this new feature going to be about? Okay, what is this new feature going to be about? So lots of people have had some my mum to your TV. I knew I shouldn't have done that. It's like it's like so exciting. Look, I can write something and it appears on the screen. Thanks for the follow there as well from somebody else who just followed up. I'm still on the screen, so apologies. Lots of speculation about this new feature. Venusian year. Well, actually, no, Venusian years are shorter than ours. If it's an interior planet, it's even sooner. That's no good. This year, as seen on Pluto. That would give them quite a lot to play with. Or even Jupiter. I think how long does Jupiter take to go around the Sun? Is it 12 years or something? Yeah, that's a bit of leeway. One Jupiter year. So there we go. And this financial year is it could be before April. I think that might be a bit optimistic, but there we go. But Pluto's not a planet. Okay, we'll have to go for Neptune there. How long does that give us? Neptune must be over 100 years, right? First time chat. Aerodynamic ships for atmospheric landings. Well, okay, so lots of speculation now. One of the big advantages of this stream being unofficial is we don't have to worry about discussing things that maybe are a bit dodge in terms of the actual end user licensing agreement of Elite Dangerous. Now, many of you will remember casting your mind back to somewhere around 2019, I think it was, that there was a leak. There was a leak from some employee of Frontier at the time, and there we go. Resender says Neptune orbital period 164.78 Earth years. So that gives plenty of leeway. It was a Neptune year. It's fine. Mad Monksoft has already has given us the insane detail from Wikipedia. Particularly, well done, Mad Monksoft. That's good. Chat moving too fast. So there was a leak, and leaks from things are often taken with a pinch of salt. But this one, I think, was posted on Pastebin or something like that, and this is what it actually said at the time. Hopefully, I've just pressed the wrong button. Hopefully it's that one. There we go. So let me just get that out of the way to chat spot. This was the leak that was sent, and this was 2019. So this was long before Odyssey, right? And it's an anonymous leak, unsurprisingly, because this would be a sackable offence if anyone was caught doing it. But it was at the time everyone was very, very sceptical about this. Now this was way before Odyssey, and it was kind of in the post Beyond period, wasn't it? Because Beyond was sort of in this era. So anyway, I'll it was 2 years before Odyssey. There we go. So for those of you hard of reading, or hard of eyesight, or just hard, for reasons that are we're not going to explore this stream. I don't know where I was going there. Sorry. But wherever it was, I'm backpedaling from it fast. So it says Frontier Development's roadmap anonymous, right? So after chatting to a friend who's a technical artist in Frontier, I was given the roadmap for the next 5 years or so. So that would take us up to 2024. Feel free to have a read and see what's happening. Okay, so there's some stuff about Planet Coaster. Now, I don't know, somebody else could possibly tell me whether or not the leaks in terms of Planet Coaster Jurassic World Evolution are accurate or have turned out to be accurate. I don't follow those games closely enough to know. But Elite Dangerous here, it said called Project Watson, which I think was presumably the code word for Odyssey before it was Odyssey, because we were calling it the new era. Wintermute GB says the other leaks were accurate. Now, this is okay, so this is way before Odyssey released. Look what it says. Basically, it says Elite Dangerous Project Watson, space legs. Okay, correct. Haven't seen any mention of atmospheric landings. Okay, so we did end up with thin atmospheres, which obviously was, for me, a very, very pleasant bonus to Odyssey. That's one of the good features. FPS style gameplay, check. Thargoids in the flesh. Well, we haven't seen those yet. It then says base building, and it says it's coming at the end of 2020. Well, that didn't work. Thargoids look very Starship Trooper. Okay, which is probably kind of what you'd expect a Thargoid to listen to, isn't it? Dr. K also, Wintermute says Dr. K also referred to Project Watson during a live stream, so it seems that this was a realistic leak. And don't expect to see much between now and then. The focus is keeping Elite making money in the meantime. Okay, Project Watson was all about space legs, which became Odyssey. Atmospheric landings, not in detail, but there were, so the atmospheres on, are super thin atmospheres. They're very pretty to look at, but they don't really affect gameplay other than they are, they're kind of, they add some visuals. I think I've heard some sort of slight wind noises when I've been playing. That's probably something to do with the sausages, no. I think there is a small amount of special effects associated with thin planetary atmospheres, but I don't think it affects gameplay very much other than looking cool, unless anybody tells me otherwise, right? But FPS style gameplay certainly came through, but Thargoids in the flesh and base building have not. We haven't seen those at all. So whilst this leak appeared to be accurate, some of the features that are in this leak never showed up, at least not in Odyssey, at least today. Now, Abstract Player's got a link here as well. And hi, Polka, good to see you. This is, I think, the one before. Now, this is a leaked shot. Now, nobody knows too much about the veracity of this either, but it's sort of the sort of thing that, as far as I'm aware, this was an Elite Dangerous. Was this an Elite Dangerous prototype, or was it a leak? I can't remember now. It says potential leak in the chat. So maybe it was a potential leak. So, what does a Thargoid remind me of my first wife? An on-foot Thargoid, obviously something to do some pew-pew with, could be quite good fun. Possibly just concept art, impossible to know. But it's the sort of thing that you might expect to see in a game with some aliens, where the aliens are known to be kind of insectoid in some fashion. To Mad UK is to go for the same joke. So there is that. Okay. Now it suggests, if we go back again to that one there, it does suggest that maybe at the time this leak occurred, then these things were either on the drawing board or were some development that actually occurred. And this is given some. This particular we're looking at here was back in 2019, so it's pretty old now. It's almost 5 years ago, but it was pretty much on point. Now it suggests to me that maybe some of these things were in development, but for whatever reason, because of the problems that Odyssey ran into, as were well documented by me and many other people. And lots of developer resources switched to getting the game running and trying to get it to work on consoles. Sorry, remember the consoles. I do feel sorry for the console folks. I have to put that out there whenever we mention the consoles. But so much dev effort was diverted to getting the game working and the change of plan that had to occur. Because right at the beginning of Odyssey, of course, it was due to come out on PC, Xbox and PlayStation 4. And of course it never did. And so development resource was probably diverted from what was the original plan to doing lots and lots of other stuff that wasn't expected. And then, the decision was made to put it onto PC only, and with all the complexities involved in that. And then the Azimuth saga in terms of the narrative driving the Thargoid. So maybe there was a big change of plan, and some of these things even if they were partially developed, got put on hold. Now, I'm suspecting, and COVID, of course, was happening in that period as well. So, and so as a result, I wonder if some of these things are at least, or at the time, were at least partially finished, and yet weren't close enough to deployment, if you like, for them to be put out. And maybe Frontier has basically said, finish off those things that we started, and get them into the game, which potentially gives us on-foot Thargoids of some kind in update 18, which is also coming out in a month or so. So things like that require a lot of big dev effort, but also it might mean that quite a lot of the dev had already been done. So Frontier can basically say, let's just push a bit further and get it done, make it look like quite a big deal, because obviously it is quite a big deal, without having to code something entirely from scratch. And I wonder if the big feature, therefore, is going to be base building, because potentially quite a lot of the work for it had already been done prior to Odyssey coming apart at the seams back in 2 years ago, which means they can add a brand new feature, which this would be, because we've never had base building before, into the game, much cheaper than developing a brand new feature from scratch than otherwise would have been. So that makes a lot of sense to me, and I think this is given some extra credit by the other thing here, which I've now lost the thing. I think it's, hang on, I'm going to go and find it because it's in my Discord somewhere. That people have, I mean, again, and I can't condone this behaviour, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. That some people, and I think there's a couple of YouTube videos up where you can get some more detail. I can't credit them because I haven't seen them, but I know that they are there. Here we go. This one, where in update 18, not update, in update 17, which obviously live, is there are references, and I'm not quite sure what this is. People who are much smarter at IT and computer software nowadays can tell me what this actually is. But it appears to me to be a sort of list of methods or functions or something that are being referenced here, which give the indication it's a memory dump. Says Winnie 1974. Okay, so it's a memory dump. Why isn't? I mean, what's interesting to me is that why isn't it obfuscated in some fashion? Why is it in plain text able to be read? So these are names of assets and data files. So it does say things like base building add module, base building decorate, base building demolish, base building information, base building move, base building cannot construct, and base building claim land, and things like that. Now it doesn't follow that just because some stuff is referenced in the code, because the code could be a mix of various bits and pieces. And some people have said, well, maybe it's just evidence of the tools that FDev uses internally to build stuff. But there's extra stuff in there which maybe kind of doesn't suggest that. But this at least suggests that somebody somewhere is doing something with base building. Whilst we're not supposed to be, I mean, I haven't dumped the memory code because I wouldn't know how to do it. But I think it strongly suggests that A, that leak was accurate, and B, some of that dev work has been done, quite a lot of that dev work has been done already, and prior to the new, whatever this new feature actually is, they're going to just potentially be tidying this up, ready to go. So there's obviously the new power play in there as well. There's also the little point about the player submitted factions has been switched off now as well. So it's almost like there's we don't want to add any more player created factions into the game. We want something else to happen. Maybe that's power play 2, or maybe it's something to do with this. There's also a little bit of speculation going on in the community that maybe the new features, the new functions of the new ships are something to do with this. Who knows, right? I mean, this is getting into the realm of real speculation. So I think this makes a lot of logical sense. I'd almost be tempted to put a $5 on it, actually. But we are like the kids that go to search the house for Christmas presents. But I think it's, in the absence of Frontier actually saying anything specific, which of course they never do, all they ever do is say it's going to be super cool. And it's very exciting and it's coming soon. but I'm not going to tell you about it. This is of course only speculation, but I think it's reasonably informed speculation. That that A, the leak back then was accurate. B, this stuff tends to indicate, and I think this stuff that I'm showing on screen now only arrived in update 18. So I think it's got a lot of things. So that would mean that we'd have some sort of base building. How would, of course, if it is base building, how would it work? What would it look like? I mean, would it be like a non-mobile fleet carrier? It's kind of like, is that a useful thing to have in the game? Would it, how expensive is it going to be, right? Do I need to save up absolute trillions in order to have my own base on some godforsaken moon somewhere, right? How's it going to work in heavily contested systems? Because we had that problem with fleet carriers in the early days where they just infest everything, right? So prime locations, people are going to want to build bases there. So is it going to be a case you can only build a base outside of the bubble, maybe? Could a base have its own economy? Could there be mining? Would you plonk down some sort of mining machine so that it would create the raw materials for you? Can you start a trading base? And that is potentially exciting, because given that FDev's primary focus, according to their annual report, is going to be on kind of simulation management kind of games. A simulation management aspect to a trading base that you could plonk down on a moon somewhere, feed it up with resources and let it go, would that potentially be quite an interesting thing? So I mean, I wouldn't want to build one in the bubble. I'd shoot out to space a few thousand light years out and then have my own secret base. True Wagon's secret base can be found by following the following guideline. So, first time chat, Cortex Vertex, would be great to be able to own planetary settlements and extend your own faction. Yeah, well, see, that could be quite good. And obviously, I mean, the galaxy isn't exactly full, is it? So, you get a few thousand light years out, and it would be fine. A working bar, well, we definitely need a working bar. It's got to be the first thing on the list. Any bases and carriers give each player less and less chance to meet. Yeah, so that's another problem. Now, I wonder if that's what the focus of power play is. So there's going to be multiple choices. So for those who want to get involved in interstellar politics and doing pew-pew against each other, kind of PvP style, I wonder if that's going to be the focus of power play, because that's kind of power play sweet spot, isn't it? You want to join up with Aisling Duval and fight against Edmund Mahon or something, then for some obscure piece of territory within the bubble, then go for it, and that could be a good opportunity for PvP stuff. For those of us who just want to get away from all that kind of stuff, both in real life and in game, then having the ability to create your own little base and make your own little colonia, if you like, your own personal version of colonia somewhere deep out in space, then maybe that makes a lot of sense. Zero G toilets. No, stop. So I don't know. Maybe are they going to rethink, open mode, PG mode, solo mode? I think that's probably unlikely. How many bases would be called Rackler? Yeah, I have to get in there straight away at the beginning. So I given that the management sim stuff is where they're concentrating, they might have a lot of stuff they can leverage already in that regard, in terms of base building and structures. All the stuff. I haven't really played those management games, but I've seen a few videos of them, and the way you allocate resources and you allocate this and you allocate that. Imagine that in an elite dangerous base. That sort of makes sense, doesn't it? That's something I would have thought they have A, the skill, and possibly B, already the code to do in some form without too much modification. They may have already done quite a lot of work on base building because of what we've seen from the leak 5 years ago, and it kind of fits in with it's a brand new feature, haven't been done before. I think it might be, you can only do this outside of the bubble, Planet Zoo space base with roller coasters and dinosaurs. So I'm gonna my space base is only going to have small pads, so no big ships can land there. So I don't know. I think that's quite logical, right? I think that's quite logical, and I think it's potentially a highly probable outcome of this. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, if we were at a bar and we were all drinking beers, I'd put a fiver on it. I'm reasonably confident. I'm probably more than 50% confident that that's what it's going to be at this point in time, unless anything else comes out. So yeah, it's idle speculation, really, but I think that's highly likely and highly possible. So space raptors would be excellent. Space dinosaurs. I think that would be great fun. But yeah, I quite like the idea of staking a little claim out in the darkness. You know, that's proper frontierness, isn't it? If you think about it, kind of the Wild West, where the Wild West was won. You know, all that sort of stuff. I think that would be quite good. I can see that actually reinvigorating the game quite a bit, because all the old school players who have you know, potentially left one way or the other could be enticed back by being able to say, because at the moment, how can you leave the mark on the galaxy? Well, there were limited opportunities to make a name for yourself in the story, but that doesn't tend to happen nowadays. So that's kind of closed down. You can sort of do it with the first footfall and the explored system, but you basically get your commander name on the galaxy map, which not many people really read all that much. You know, it's quite a small thing. It's a thing, but it's quite a small thing. But being able to create a base that's persistent in the game, one would hope at least. You know, it's properly Drew is here, isn't it? You know. You know. I think that's, and like you say, Urban Sparks. That's a really, really good point as well. Lots on lots of possibilities for cosmetics and arc sales, because I mean, one of the things that, you know, I found that myself mucking about a lot with in No Man's Sky was just how I want the base to look, you know, and if there's color options, and you could stick like an antenna on the top and some base defense turrets, and then decorate the insides, put a table here, you know, those sort of things. People just, I mean, even if there's no specific gameplay associated with it, people like doing that sort of stuff. And I'm sure, you know, if you've got, I mean, I'm thinking about it sort of Blake 7 style. Who remembers Blake 7, right? You know, the fourth season where they haven't got the Liberator anymore. The Liberator's blown up, and they've got, what's the ship called there? I can't remember what the ship is called in season 4, but it has this natty underground space base. The Scorpio, there we go, that's it. Well done, guys. Maximum power! Maximum power! Yes, poor old Severland. Yeah, but that space base where Scorpio is on the lift and comes up, Xenon base, that's it. I couldn't remember what it was called. Xenon base, there we go. Who's going to build Xenon base, right? We're so old, aren't we? You know, so the idea of having like a space base where you're, I mean, it's not far off what Elite already does, is it? You know, with the little rotating black pants. Imagine having your own space base. I mean, I think that would be a lot cooler than having a fleet carrier, to be honest, because I think a space base is just awesome. Your little secret space base you could operate out of and then run your missions and then sneak back to your space base afterwards. I think there'd be a lot of gameplay just because it would be hilariously good fun. So I think that would be good in many ways. Yeah, you'd have to go right to the other end of the universe. Yeah, so I think they'll have to. I mean, there's all sorts of technical problems in how they'd work, how much they would cost. You know, do they cost you to operate? How would they be persistent? How would you stop players? You know, yeah. Do you limit the amount of bases there can be? You know, is it one base per planet? Is it one place per moon? You know, all those questions are questions, right? But imagine in the Elite Dangerous universe being able to go out into the black, let's say a few thousand light years, find a nice moon with a nice view, with maybe some thin atmosphere, and then saying, "This is mine." There's enough planets out there, right? How many 400 billion star systems are out in the void? So there's space enough for all of us to have our own planet, right? Or moon base. I mean. I think that would be an awesomely cool thing for them to do. Yeah, landing tax, window tax, swamp insurance. Costs are endless. You know, if they could, liquid water. I mean, just imagine having your house by the beach with your Cobra Mark III on the launch pad. I mean, it's just There we go. So I think that does actually get me quite excited about wanting to play Elite. And I think if I'm excited, I'm one of the old school Elite veterans, as it were. I think something like that might bring people back into the game in quite high numbers. And if there's arcs and cosmetics associated with it, and the ability to make your space base, have geodesic domes or research areas or all that sort of stuff. I think that would actually be really, really cool. I would really, really look forward to that. So I'm kind of cautiously optimistic that that's a decent possibility, and B, I think it would be really, really good for the game. The restaurant in many ways, the restaurant at the end of the universe. It's not easy being a cop. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that's realistic? Have you got any other ideas as to what the new thing might be? So yeah, I don't know. I Baron wants a space cat. Immersion tax. I prefer base build to race. I think racing might be one of those things they can add in quite simply. I think that's almost a point release. On foot mining, is it? Yeah. So prospecting around to go and find stuff to build your base. I think it would be good. It does sound like a hell of a task. The only reason I think it's got more legs, as it were, Frank Miner, is because I suspect they might have done quite a lot of the work already. They might have been working on this back as far as 2019. Not based in, I'd say EVA. EVA could be quite good fun. So, and base building, given their background in other CMS games, I think it makes lots of, so an easy add into the tools. Okay, let's go back to on-foot Thargoids for a moment, because, this is quite interesting. Now, this is obviously very, very old, but they're on-foot mining placeholders on the planets, already piles of rocks that stand out. So, I think that's sort of stuff there that's possible. Now, when we were following the Galnet update, and we'll get onto Galnet in a minute, we've been following this, humans recovered from Thargoid, being abducted by the Thargoids, people being recovered. So we might get Thargoid zombie humans, I think, in update 18. Are we going to raid the Titans effectively on foot after we land our ships there, and then find that inside there's hordes of Thargoid zombie humans that we need to kind of wade our way through and go and kill the Thargoid queen or something? I don't know. That I think is quite likely a possibility. Because you could make the inside of a Titan look like anything, couldn't you? Right? Human Thargoid zombies are probably fairly easy to code, right? And that Galnet has been kind of alluding to that a bit. I'm wondering if it could be, Thargoid zombies infesting normal areas, because obviously the Alliance has seen fit to allow all the Thargoid-infested humans to wander around the general populace. So there might be some clean out the Thargoid zombies from just general areas. But potentially there could be on-foot Thargoid combat inside the Titans. I think that's I don't think it's a particularly strong possibility, but I think it's a possibility. And wouldn't it be cool if the Thargoids could hatch out of the human zombies, like alien style? I mean, it would be a terrible cliche, but it would be quite cool. How would the mag boots work in the time? That's lore details. Top shot. We don't do that anymore. The law services the game. That's the way it is. Spaceball stars with the music. Baby, my heart's on fire. With that at the end. Doomface Killer says 07 Drew, love your work, keep it up. Thank you very much. More nonsense always coming for. Slime boots. Because special anti-corrosive boots that you have to grind for, maybe. Like the corrosive cargo racks, but anti-corrosive footwear that sticks to Thargoid floors. All you have to do is round up 17,000 quantities of super glue and some Cortex. So I think there's definitely possibilities that update 18 is going to have some Thargoid related, whether it's Thargoids that look like this, which I'm trying to point my finger in the right direction. There, that one. Or whether it's human zombie Thargoids, which obviously will be a bit easier to code, because I mean trying to do the collision detection and animation of something like that, I think it's probably quite hard. And the humans in the game don't look exactly realistic. So we'll see. But something along those lines I think is a strong possibility for Update 18 as well. Because, I mean, there is some Odyssey content to the Thargoids, isn't there? But there's not that much, really. Most of the Thargoid stuff has been spaceship related. And, AX weaponry and Guardian enhanced Zap. Right? Base Nuker is sick of Thargoid content. Everybody else unclear as to Base Nuker's opinion? He's sick of Thargoid content. So yeah, it will be nice to do something else, won't it? And I haven't done much of the Thargoid content, mostly because I haven't been playing the game very much recently. And B, when you look at it, it's virtually impossible. Well, it's not impossible, but there's a lot of stuff you have to do before you can start to play it. Exploration content, yes, I'm with you on that one, Biff Boy. I want some more exploration content. It's high time that black holes, for example, got a makeover, and there's more weird stuff in the depths of space. We want more space anomalies and less Thargoid aliens. It's interesting. Let's have a quick look at the Elite Dangerous news. Let's see if they've updated it. Maybe they did. After my Twitter campaign. So the year ahead, here we go, this is it. That's my cookie content. Oh, that's just a YouTube video. So this is the bit that got me into trouble early in the week. Where is it? Oh, is that? Where's the thing? Oh, I think they've changed it already. Maybe they updated the news. I think they have. I think they've rewritten it. Hey, I've made a difference. The bit that I was going to quote to you isn't here anymore. They have revised it. No, they haven't. No, it's here. No, it's here. Sorry, no, my mistake. It's still there. Last but not least, here we are, new feature. Last but not least, we are working on a brand new feature for Elite Dangerous, which we currently hope to release before the end of the year. That's the bit I took up section to. This will be an exciting new addition to the core gameplay, and we can't wait to share more in a future episode of Frontier Unlocked. We can't wait, but we're going to make you wait. And there's other things happening throughout the year as well. So my sense of self-importance was growing, and then it was cruelly crushed back down to nothing at all. This is interesting as well. So update 18 is currently aiming for release on Monday the 26th of February. Okay, it's not very long. From the catastrophic failure of Salvation's Proteus wave. We didn't see that coming, did we? The catastrophic failure of the Proteus wave. And subsequent intergalactic invasion. I'm not sure it's an intergalactic invasion, actually. I think you'll find it all taking place in the same galaxy. So it's an inter-system invasion. But unless the Thargoids do come from the Andromeda Galaxy or somewhere even further afield, I don't know. I don't see it's an intergalactic invasion. The Thargoid War has dominated Galnet for over a year. Well, that's very true. Yeah, intragalactic would be okay, wouldn't it? With the terrifying arrival of the Titans, the bioconstruction of sinister spires, humanity's fate looked bleak. Well, I think that's probably fair, because Thargoids have established several beachheads all the way around the bubble. However, thanks to the combined efforts of pilots from all over the galaxy, the long-awaited culmination of the saga is upon us. We don't want to spoil any of the surprises for you, okay, other than we can't wait for you to experience the epic finale. Or the end. Now, I know they were very clear last week that it was the culmination, the high point. But they've now used the word finale, which is the last act. Okay? The end. It's like, oh dear, Frontier's communication just never ceases to amaze me. I mean, just wondered, did anybody check this again? Le fin, as they say in France. I can't wait for the epic. It's the end of the culmination. It's the culmination at the end. It's the final finale. It's the final countdown. I don't know what it is, but anyway, whatever it is, it's final. It's the finale. It's the culmination. It's probably the end. So I have a sneaking suspicion, my friends. Call me. Yeah, I mean, putting my writer's hat on for a moment. I have a sneaking suspicion that the Thargoids are going to lose this war. What do you reckon? I'm glad they've said finale, to be honest. I'm glad it'll be the final act. We deserve it now. It's been a good story. Too slow, but good. Yeah, I mean, there's stuff that's happened, hasn't it? Spoiler was issue. Andy P would love a storyline that takes us in search of the Thargoid homeworld for genocide. I mean, peaceful negotiations. Your writer's hat looks very similar to your hat. It does. I mean, it's the same hat. Sorry. Special effects budget on my stream is very small. Galnet was already hinting it. You're quite right. It's hardly a surprise. So with in that case, with no further ado, my friends, because I think we've covered that in quite detail. I mean, I think basically too long didn't read on the stream. Frontiers Communication still. I think I'm going to give them a 6 out of 10 for the moment because must try harder, as my English teacher would have said to me at school. Shows promise, but must try harder. They're still being really badly inconsistent. But at least they're trying. Let's keep them in encouragement for that. So let's move on then, my friend. Let's move on to what is happening in the universe of Elite Dangerous in Galnet. Dun dun dun! Brace once more, my friends. Brace once more. Here we go. And we're back again. Sorry. Winterview GB says very trying. They're definitely trying, aren't they? Extremely trying. Plot twist: Thargoids are the good guys and the Guardian control ones are attacking. Well, there's all sorts of things in the lore about the Guardian AI and other rogue AIs and all things like that they could potentially focus the story on. Who knows what they're going to do next, but we'll see. Right, let me get this. I need to do something clever here in a minute. Interact. There's the button I need. Right. Otherwise, I can't move this thing around the screen. Now, we need to go back a little bit to... are we the bad guys? Yes, definitely you are the bad guys. So let's go back a little bit. So we haven't done Galnet update for a little bit. So let's see what's going on. So I think this is the last one we saw. The Guardian relics were needed for the anti-Titan research. So Ram Tar had been doing some stuff and wanted a whole bunch of Guardian relics, which was a CG that was reasonably successful, I think, from what I understand. And then there's a kind of hint of power play stuff coming. So Winter appoints future cabinet members. So President-elect Felicity Winters has officially stated new heads for each executive department, laying the foundation upon which to build a new federal government. So there we go. There's some stuff. There's some politicking going on. And President Hudson's office is under siege from Felicity Winters. So there we go. So there we are. So that I think is maybe just beginning to warm up. Tease that the power play stuff is coming. Urban Sparks. Pretty sure that Michael Brooks mentioned that he wanted the Thargoids to burn the bubble bar 2 factions. Yes, so that was the premise behind the Dynasty project, which is on my lore channel. If you type pling or exclamation mark lore, you'll see the lore my lore videos, which I'm added to over time, once a week, if you want to get into those. All of those are available on YouTube. Those are my serious Elite Dangerous content. No giggles. Some of you will be pleased to know. Pling pling. Very good top shot. So I think this is just a little nudge that power play is heading in our direction. So I think there's clearly going to be some angst in the Federation. That would imply to me. Then let's go to January 25. So Guardian deliveries accelerate the anti-Titan project. So this is obviously update 18. Shipments of Guardian relics and unclassified relics have boosted hopes of developing a weapon against the Thargoid Titans. The Aegis-led initiative gathered supplies of the crystalline relics left behind by the Guardian species, as well as the unclassified relics that result when they interface with Thargoid surface sites. These were requested to support a project based on new theories expanded by the engineer Ramtar. Yada 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 yada. So as always, we're grateful to every pilot that took part. Yes, blah 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 blah. Ramtar's delighted, and he's currently refining his theory with the aid of specialists from all three superpowers. Okay, so the superpowers are all aligned in the anti-Thargoid stance, which is good. Oh, sorry, Aegis. Yeah, I got that wrong again. Apologies, Wintermute GB. Wintermute GB was entirely correct on this score. It is Aegis. It is Aegis. I need to say that. Bad Drew. We hope to reveal more details very soon. See, these people work for Frontier, even though they're in the future. Very soon we want to reveal it. I'm surprised it doesn't say, and we're very excited, and we will reveal it soon. It's going to be super cool, whatever it is, this thing. But at this point, it's worth managing expectations around the proposed anti-Titan weapon. Well, very wise managing expectations. It remains true that our existing armaments are incapable of inflicting damage on the Thargoid mother ships. That's not been very well proofread, has it? It remains true that our existing armaments are incapable of inflicting damage on the Thargoid mother ships. Plural incorrect. But if Ramtar is correct, we may be able to reveal certain vulnerabilities by exploiting a newly discovered aspect of Guardian technology. So I imagine there's going to be some complicated sequence of events that's going to disable or allow access into a Titan by doing clever things in a certain order. Basically a series of unlocks, right? A spokesperson from Aegis, did I get that right? Also revealed that Professor Palin is supporting Ramtar's research, stating the most prominent engineers of our age are once again working together to defend humanity against the Thargoid threat. Okay, I'm surprised they're not working together, but there we go. Aegis has confirmed that all participants in the delivery campaign can now collect their rewards. So all those amazing pilots, you can now get your free paint job. Congratulations. Right, so that was that. So February opens with harvest Thargoid materials for an anti-Titan project. Okay, so more stuff needed. So more CG stuff, I'm assuming. So vital research based on a new theory by the engineer. His research has suggested a method of defeating the Thargoid Titans, though details of the proposal remain classified. Okay, so it's still classified. Professor Palin is confident that Ramtar's theory holds water, and we're working together on its practical applications, i.e. a gun. There are no guarantees yet, so Ramtar is stringing us along exactly the same way as Frontier does. But we could be on the cusp of developing a weapon with which to engage the Titans. So a big gun is coming, right? Let's call it Proteus Mark II. Why not? However, such a weapon must be able to function within the Maelstrom's electromagnetic fields, which disrupt all Guardian-based technology, which is, I'm presuming, the Thargoid's defense against the Guardians. So I'm developing a resistant army using the organic compounds produced by Thargoid Spire sites. Right. Okay, so Spire sites are very dangerous. Anti-xenostrategist Aidan Tanner said, I won't pretend to understand all the science behind Ramtir and Palin's work. That's probably because it's all magic. But what little I've seen made me feel something very rare these days. Hope. Oh, hope. There's never been a more crucial time for everyone to rally together and perhaps help us achieve the impossible. or the distinctly likely. Deliveries of coral sap, impure spire minerals and semi-refined spire minerals can be made at Austin Town Station in the Arc system. Okay, so get on with it, commanders. What are you listening to me for? You should be out there to getting some coral sap. Okay, get on with it. Right, and then okay, so more stuff about anti-Titan stuff. So okay, we're building up to the anti-Titan stuff. Chemicals harvest from Thargoid spire sites have accelerated Aegis development of a weapon to destroy the Titans. Is anybody unclear as the weapon to destroy the Titans situation? So that's all going well. Obtaining these substances has doubtless cost lives, but the importance of this work cannot be overstated. It's been overstated quite a bit, I think, at this point. But hey, let's go with it. Without resistance to the Maelstrom's electromagnetic fields, a weapon based on Ramtar's theory is doomed to failure. Like all the other ones so far. The Alliance, the Empire and Federation have all agreed to redirect the majority of Aegis funding to the anti-Titan project, and we have also drafted in extra help to construct prototypes and fast-track testing procedures. Although details remain classified, if the results continue to be positive, we may be able to go public in as little as a week. Bum, bum, bum. So it's super cool. We're very excited. It will be soon. Is what we're saying here. Yeah, it's all Thargoids for the next few weeks. I think it's going to be a sign. Maybe it's going to be a Vigorate Leaflet campaign. What do you think? And probably on the Thursday, like all other major galactic events. It's how these it's bizarre, isn't it, Top Shot? How these Galnet articles all seem to come to a head just in time for the next update of the game. I know. It's very, very strange indeed. Hand wavium goes here. That's right. Yep. So there we go. Anyway, so it's clear that some kind of anti-Titan weapon or combination of weapons is going to happen. I don't think that could be any more clearly telegraphed to us as part of the plot. Get it? It's going to be a big gun of some kind. Thank you for the follow there, Corbin Dallas. Appreciate that. Is Salvation going to pop up again? And the CG ended on Saturday afternoon. Okay, so that's where we are with Galnet. A couple of weeks' time, I think we will be in receipt of some kind of amazing Thargoid update weapon that's going to do something to the Titans. Maybe it allows us to go on foot as well. Great big anvil, yeah. We just drop on the Titans. Why are we killing the only other life form that shares the galaxy with us? Because it's there. Because we're humans and we're evil and we hate anything that isn't us. And if there isn't anything to hate, we hate each other. That's what we do. God bless humanity. Dear. So there we go. Right. I suppose we ought to get into the game and poke around and see some stuff there. DB did say winter is coming, but that was several winters ago now. So there we go. Right, it's time to brace once more for the playthrough. Here we go. And would you believe my game has just crashed? It was all there, sitting swimmingly, ready to go. The moment I click on it, it goes orange sidewinder and dies, or something. I didn't quite see the error message, but there we go. It literally happened as I changed the thing. Right, so computer says no, right, so I'm restarting it, so give me a moment. It might have kicked me out due to inactivity. You can't kick me out due to inactivity. If everything in my life kicked me out due to inactivity, nothing would ever start. Here we go, it started up again. Ta-da! Now, a confession. I was going to do something this evening. I thought that might be quite interesting this evening, but the game has sort of conspired against me to make it. My wife would have kicked me out years ago, says Big Boo. It's only broken for me. Yeah, it does crash a bit, Odyssey, I've found. I don't know, maybe it's my settings. But I don't think I'm doing anything weird and esoteric, really. But also it sometimes doesn't crash, but it goes black when you step out of your ship. And you can't do anything, and you have to quit the menu and come back into the game. I don't know if that's something. Anyway, there we go. Thank you for the new follow there, Charlie. Good, appreciate that as well. So, right, I am now in Alliance space. So, and I was ranking up with the Alliance because I've never really done anything with the Alliance. Mine does that on planet services and the fan speeds up. Yeah, I didn't notice the Committee for the Liberation of Integration of Terrifying Organisms and their Rehabilitation into Society. Black is a known bug, is it? Okay. So that's the thing. So, and anyway, last week I got my Cobra. And since then I've been getting into the exobiology stuff. And I must admit, I quite like the exobiology stuff. I am in the Alcor system in Alliance space. And what I was going to do in the first part of the stream was say, let's go and get the Alliance system permit, because there's some missions I need to do that. So I thought, I saw the mission pop up to say you can now get the Alliance permit. I thought, okay, well, I'll select that mission, and so I know I've got it ready for the stream. And then it basically said, "Attaboy, you got it, well done." And it's like, well, that's not a mission. that's just clicking on the link. So it was slightly anticlimactic, I'm afraid, because I've got the Alliance, I've got the Alioth permit now, and it was that simple. It's like, oh, I thought I had to go and do something, but apparently not. But yeah, anyway, so exobiology. I must admit, I've quite got into that in the last week. I've been playing Elite a little bit off and on throughout the week, just to kind of keep my toes and get familiar with stuff. And the exobiology is quite entertaining. I've quite enjoyed the exobiology, as many of you predicted I would. I like that sort of gameplay, so that's been quite good. And as a result, look, I've got loads of money. Where's the money? There we go. I've got 91 million credits in a week, which is just insane, really. So exobiology, it pays stupidly well, considering that you're not really doing a great amount of work for it. But you know, I'm a compiler. I don't know. Seems a curious name, but I'm a compiler in my exobiologist rank. I think I'm furthest ahead of my exobiologist rank compared to everything else already. So that's it's a good thing. I've quite enjoyed doing. I've found it's easiest just to hop in the ship, fly around a bit, see if you can eyeball things from not far above the ground, find a thing, land, jump out, sample it, get back in the ship, and then fly around a little bit more. It's a true plus compiler, yeah. So one of our commanders just returned from a 30k light year trip, cashing in 15 billion from just exobiology. So I'd love to know how the economy in the Elite Dangerous universe works, because it's like, I mean, imagine going anywhere else and saying, right, you've gone to another planet and scanned a few plants, have you? Right, here's 7 million quid, for which you could buy 16 spaceships. It's like the economy is just weird. So it's fleet carriers. So I've never had enough to bother having a fleet carriers. So BlogTwat has made 4 billion on the way to Colonia and only half on the way there. Do they call it Shindes in open? So yeah, no, I don't know. So it pays 5 times if you're the first one. So I haven't actually gone that far out of anywhere. So I'm out of the starter systems now. I don't remember getting a message saying I wasn't welcome to go back though. So is there something that triggers that at some level, that you're not allowed back in? Because as far as I'm aware, I could go back if I wanted to, but I'm not too bothered about going back. So insurance companies must all go bankrupt. Amended Man is 100 jumps short of completing his circumnavigation of the galaxy. So he's going to crash the economy in Colonia. 1 rank climb, I think. So I've had multiple rank climbs. So according to this, I mean, my combat rank is still harmless, but I have shot a couple of ships. And the starter systems don't work the same in Odyssey. Okay, that's interesting. I've gone up a rank in trade. I've gone up, I think, a couple of ranks in exobiology, and 1 rank in exploration as well. I haven't done any mercenary stuff, and I've transported a few bits and pieces. So the old Horizon systems are all locked unless you happen to have a commander in. Okay, so it's not the same. It's not the same mechanism, right? Okay. So the first thing I was going to do is because I've now got the Alioth permit, I'm going to have a poke around in the Alioth system. So if you're in game and you fancy heading over that direction, so let's go to Alioth if you've got the permit, because I think I've got the permit before on another account, but I don't think I've ever bothered to have a look in the Alioth system. So I'm gonna pop over there, and then I fancy my new commander, this one that I'm playing now, being a sort of alliance person, because I've always played in the Empire before. Okay, so Commander Terrapop says you lose starter permit on the first docking outside the old starter zone after the first rank up. But I didn't start in the old starter zone. Okay, so that will be why then. The other thing I've done since last week as well is I have managed to using Inara is I did find all the right modules for my Cobra. So my Cobra is obviously no engineering at this stage, but pre-engineering, it's kind of maxed out with everything that is kind of worth having, if that makes sense. So my ship spec now looks like this. So I've got 4A thrusters, a 4A shield generator, 2 beam lasers, the planetary hangar, a 3A power distributor, a 4A fuel scoop, which is very effective actually. I only put 3D life support to save a bit of weight. A 4A frameshift drive. I've got a 2A frameshift drive interdictor, which I haven't actually used yet. 2 multi-cannons, 3D sensors, and a couple of point defense turrets because it needed something in there, right? So I've got a reasonably not engineered spec Cobra Mark III at this point in the game. I don't think I've had anything about the engineers in my... So there's my Alioth system permit, but I don't think I've had anything... I don't think I've had anything about the engineers in the game. The game hasn't prompted me. So I'm trying, like I said before, I'm trying to play the game kind of the way it's supposed to be played, if that makes sense. I'm trying not to... I don't want to go and try and min-max things. I'm using my old experience of the game from many years ago to sort of play, and then if the game prompts me to go and check something out, then maybe I'll go and investigate it. So yeah, as of the moment, the game hasn't told me anything about the Thargoids. It hasn't told me anything about them at all. It hasn't really told me about the engineers. I know the engineers are in here, aren't they? They are in the console. So what does it say at this stage about the engineers? There are the galactic powers, and power play is something that I've never done. So maybe if power play's version 2 is coming, maybe I should get involved. We could go and do some stuff for the Alliance, couldn't we? I've never tried power play, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on. There is also the engineers. So what does it engineer? So at the moment it says, it does say I'm invited to go and see Felicity Farseer. So, but none of the others. I don't remember it saying that. So, what have I got to do to talk to her? I've learned about her through common knowledge. You gain access because your pilots. Okay. So I became exploration scout or higher. I don't remember it telling me that. And if your initial contract providing a unit of meta alloys. Now I wouldn't know where to get meta alloys from. And I know one of you can tell me that, but I want the game to. Tell me, right? Ideally, so I don't really know what that, if I'm looking at this, I know what the engineers are for, of course, but in the mind of somebody playing this game for the first time, what would that mean? I don't know at the moment, so I'd have to go and look that up. First time chat, sin half. I spent a long time unlocking Guardian stuff and then stopped playing, returned to ED, and now Guardian stuff is useless. No, well, in certain places the Thargoids sort of render it not working, don't they? So Gal Map and the Galnet do tell you about the Goys. So yes, you can read Galnet in in there, can't you? So that's just the in-game version of something we've already looked at. And there's some on-foot engineers as well. Okay, so we should investigate that. So have a look through my messages. It should be there. So is there something about... Oh yeah, no, there you are. You are quite right. There we go. Invitation from Felicity Farseer. Hello, Commander. I'm always happy to encourage a fellow explorer, and you fit the bill. A boost to your frameshift drive should help you in your journey. My location has been added to your map, so stop by and let's discover how we can help each other. Okay, so we have been invited to go and see Felicity Farseer. So that's quite good. The game is just after I got promoted to Scout as well. So that... Angry Mosquito can spare 76 Metro alloys. Okay, so if you need any detail, thank you very much for that, Angry Mosquito. Let's go. I do want to go and have a look at Alioth just because we're here. I fancy not so much role playing probably at the moment, but just basing myself out of the Alioth kind of area. Where is Alioth? It should be around here somewhere. I can't see it. Alioth. Yep. Yeah, it's just over there. Right, so friends are in that location. So if you, I can see you all kind of converging on me. This is quite good. So if you want to meet up with me, let's head into the Alioth system.
Frameshift drive charging.
And let's head that way. I just want to have a poke around in Alioth, see what's going on. Yeah, Codex has a lot of general knowledge. So yeah, there's a few bits and pieces I want to poke around in the Codex because I don't quite understand how they work. So we'll have a look at that in a moment. Let's just have a quick, since we can go here now, let's have a poke around in the Alioth system. Okay, so look, I can see lots of commanders, which is all good. Let's do the honk. What we got in this system? Probably loads of. Oh no, you can't. Can you have fleet carriers? You can't have fleet carriers in permanent lock systems, can you? So this is the Alioth system. We have a bunch of space stations. Kunst.
Fuel pumping complete.
The Witness Odysseus, is that a megaship? Oh, it's a Sirius Corporation. Don't call me Shirley. So yes, I do have the Alioth permit. Yeah, I just got that. I was hoping to do a quite a cool mission to go and get it, but the game just gave it to me anyway. So the Alioth system is notable as the home of the Alliance, one of the galaxy's 3 superpowers. The system was the focus of conflict, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so oddly enough, it's telling us about the system permit, even though we've already got it, so that's a bit weird. Are there any cool-looking planets with atmospheres that we could potentially land on? No, there aren't. That's a bit of a shame. Quite a cool star system, though, with lots and lots of ringed planets and stuff about. That's quite cool. Please come to Alioth and spend some money. Let's have a permit. I quite fancy basing myself out of somewhere like this, but there's a nice space station there, Donaldson Space Station, which I think was in the original Frontier Elite 2 and Frontier First Encounters from vague memory. Some people will be able to tell me. So does the game explain how to get a meta alloy? I haven't seen anything that's explained to me how to get a meta alloy. It doesn't say in that message, does it? And it doesn't say in the engineers thing. It does make reference to. So you filled the initial contract providing. So I can. Would she tell me, or would the game? What does the Codex say? Does the Codex say anything? Let me throttle down a moment. What does the Codex say? Okay, so Codex. Okay, let's have a look. There's a few things in here I want to ask you about. Knowledge base. So almost the knowledge base isn't searchable. If I was going to go anywhere, I'd be looking under the engineers, but they're not in here. Where are the engineers? Pilot's Handbook? Oh, here we go. Engineers, there we go. There is something about the engineers. How to find. Okay. Alright. Ship engineers and unlocks. So it tells us what they do. Okay, so you have to donate something the engineer wants, but it doesn't tell you how to do a meta alloy. And the game assumes you know what a meta alloy is. Nobody reads this because Google is much faster. That's the problem, isn't it? You can't easily do things in game. It would be nice to be able to do things in game, but I found that trying to find the right modules for the Cobra in game was just impossible. Whereas you can just go to an ARA, type in, I want this, and this, and I'm here. Where's the nearest place? And it boom, there you go, there's your answer. Does it say where to get it on the engineering page? I don't think it does. Let's try. So how? Okay, there we go. Expanding our understanding universe is my primary motivation. Bring me a unit of meta alloy so I might unlock their secrets. So you've got to go and get one. So what would you do as a newbie to find meta alloys? So Bruce says, if I recall, meta alloys are only sold in one system, and I don't think the game will tell you the name. So there's only 400 billion star systems to search through. It's probably in the bubble, so we can probably round that down to several thousand. Ask ChatGPT. Okay, does ChatGPT know? Hang on, I've got a ChatGPT account. Let me. What does it say? ChatGPT. Here we go. He's back out. There we go. Are we logging in? Come on. Come on, computer. How can I help you today? Right, let's get rid of my other chats. Hello. Always be nice to the AI, okay? Please, could you tell me... You always say please to the AI as well, okay? Please, could you tell me where I can find some meta-alloys in Elite Dangerous? Certainly. Okay. Right. I've got no idea if this is accurate or not. To find meta-alloys, follow these general steps. Visit Maya. Okay. Planetary landing. Once in the Maya system, you need to travel to a planet with barnacle sites. Okay. Surface respondents, barnacle sites. Use the cargo to pick up mail. Be cautious because Thargoid encounters are possible in these games. Is that right? That's very accurate. So I've got to fly across to the Pleiades, have I, to get some meta-alloys? Okay. Be nice to AI insurance. Please don't take my job. G'day, are we meeting an open or PG? It'll be PG, the Drew Wager private group. It will be. You can also buy it from commanders, but it's expensive. It must be in game somewhere. So, yeah, it must be. But the Pleiades is quite a long way to go. I mean, how far away are the Pleiades? It's a good 300-400 light years away. The Coalsack Nebula might be safer. Anyway, at least ChatGPT. I think I'll keep ChatGPT on hand. Okay, they are mentioned in the Codex. They are, right. Okay, let's go back and have a look then. Hang on, that one. Okay, they are mentioned in the Codex under. It's worth seeing the barnacles. Okay, so Pleiades are safe, only friendly Thargoid. Codex under Thargoid structures, right. Okay, so you'd have to really read through this. Dozens of planets in the UA are peppered with Thargoid barnacles, yeah. Biological resource extracts that convert minerals into meta-alloys. There you are, you're right. Well done. Well done for finding that. So you really have to read through the entirety of the Codex to find it. It's not very easy to find, isn't it? Why isn't there a search? Yeah. Has the search concept disappeared in the 34th century? You can't search for anything. No, you've got to read the entire text of the entire universe. Okay, so that's good. Yes, it would be. Yeah, you can't. We wipe the Thargoids out. Nobody can unlock Felicity Farseer again. Yeah, Chris, you're quite right. It without a guide and without knowing some stuff and without Google, you would be overwhelmingly lost in this game. That is a problem. Now, while I'm here, this discoveries thing. What the hell is all this about? Because I don't understand this at all. Let's go into biological and geological, because I've discovered some biological things, right? So what is this telling me? I've definitely seen some of these, right? I've definitely seen some tussocks, and I've definitely seen some frutexas. I'm pretty sure I've seen some osseouses. So I've definitely done that because I did that just earlier today. So are these blue ones things that I've actually seen? Is that what this means? And these are ones that other people have seen but I haven't. Okay, so these are things that can be found in the region. Right, okay, that sort of makes sense. So there are 80, so what this is basically saying to me, there are 80 of these things that have been reported in the general vicinity. I've seen 4 of them, and what's the 0 mean? So what does the 0 mean there? Okay, so I've actually intuited the user interface correctly for once. Blue is confirmed, you found it. So what's this 0, what's the 0 number here mean? Does anybody know what that means? So that's me. That's how many there are reported. But what's the first number? So okay, so there's no undiscovered stuff. Okay, so how does it? Surely if it's undiscovered, we should know about it anyway. Oh, is that rumours? Okay, I can't. None of these seem to have any numbers in that category at all. I'm just trying to look see if I can find anything that's got a number. There's no numbers in any of them. So if I wanted to see a P-type anomaly, there's one being reported in that system there, reported quite a long time ago. And Lagrange clouds and various other bits and pieces. Okay, so that was rumoured. Oh, it did say top right, did it? Oh, it is. It's just there, literally on the screen. Okay, so rumoured, reported and confirmed. Right, okay, so there's a bunch of these things about one P-type anomaly, three Q-type anomalies. I haven't seen any of those yet. So in terms of biological things, I've seen some cactoides, I've seen some particulars. There's a whole bunch of other things that I haven't seen yet, which are exciting things that I could go and have a look. Okay, well, that kind of makes sense. Okay, that kind of makes sense. And then astronomical bodies, I've seen a few different types of stars. Okay, so I can then check out different types of gas giant and terrestrial planets as well. Okay, perfect. Okay, that sort of makes sense then. I think that does make sense. But kind of rumoured. I don't know what rumoured. What drives the rumour? I don't know. Let's see how. Well, if I had to go to Maya, how far away is it? And how long would it take me in my Cobra? Because it's quite a way off, isn't it? Yeah, it's miles away. So in my unengineered Cobra, it is 23 jumps. So at about 2 minutes a jump. It's like 45 minutes. So we're not doing that this evening. Okay, so the Pleiades are unsurprisingly quite a long way off. Let us go to. Well, let's go and check out a bit of lore here. Some Alioth history. Let's go and check that out. I'm going to head over to the lore beacon. Let's just see what it says. I could use a fleet carrier. Tune in next week. Yeah. Okay, so rumours were announced but never implemented. Okay, so another thing that didn't actually happen. So I need to visit Felicity. We could pop across to Felicity Farseer just to sort of check things out. Maybe there's a fleet carrier there that sells meta-alloys. Maybe we could short circuit it. So I'm going to go to the Alioth history beacon here. Let's just check this out. See what the lore says. So rumours were just rumoured, in fact. We have FTL communication, so an Inara tab in the ship should be, shouldn't it? Well, this is an interesting looking planet. That is a serious ring system there. So where's the beacon? Is it above the rings? Of course, I've been to Felicity Farseer's base, but I haven't been to it in Odyssey, so that might be worth interesting. I hope this is on the right side of the rings, or this is going to be a very short trip. That is a seriously impressive ring system, though, isn't it? Whoa. Yes, the in-game Inara being in-game would be very, very cool. I feel like I'm getting very, very close to these rings. That has got to be on the opposite side. It's got to be on the opposite side of the ring plane, surely. We're going to crash into those rings. Yep, I think that's. I've got to fly through the rings. That was unfortunate. Let's fly across the rings and around the other side. I don't think flying through the rings is a good idea. Okay. Where's the thing? There it is. beacon. Yes. Oops. There he goes. Almost went splat. Right, so Alioth history, and we'll scan all the tourist beacons will be here, where the tourist ships will appear, doing their thing. So, there we go. What does it tell us about Alioth history? It says, right, after the war between Acheron and the Federation, including 2380, the Federation looked to find new resources elsewhere. In 2398, the first of a new wave of colonial missions was sent to the outermost sectors in the opposite direction to the Empire had laid. Okay, good. Alioth was colonised in 2452. Survey data reports had already integrated the rich resources of the system before settlement, and the resources proved richer than expected. The first colonial settlement in the system was known as Fruitcake. This was named given to the loamy consistency of planetary surface and its propensity for small mineral deposits. Now that is lifted from the earlier game, so that smacks of Michael Brooks. That does, I'm pretty sure. So that's good. So Alioth history is correct and present in the game. So I think we have another commander. This Commander John Baker. Hello, sir. Good to see you in a nice looking crate. Right, let's go and let's head across to Felicity then, because that's what the game has sort of prompted me to do. So I think I will pay her a visit. How far away is Deciat? That's 11 jumps, so that's going to take me a little bit of time. But let's head over there anyway. I could take a Metralite. Has anybody got one? I know, somebody offered to give me one, didn't they? Has anyone actually got one with them? Or I might as well go to Maya, because I won't be able to do anything with her. Oh, Angry Mosquito has. Now, are you? In that case, are you here? In this instance, Angry Mosquito, or okay, 5 light seconds. Okay. Well, let's hope maybe if you pop into the instance, then like I know it's cheating. I know it is, isn't it? But it's what I'm demonstrating. Actually, it's not cheating. It's community roleplay. That's what it is.
Friendship charge detected.
Or something. Do you need a permit to access Alioth? Yes, you do. He probably has it on his fleet carrier. It's about who you know. It is about who you know. That is the problem. So we've got a nice collection of little ships about here, though. I'm looking to get my first paint job soon, actually, because I think I've got enough arcs by just playing the game. Also called cheating, said Wintermead. It's not. It's Wintermead. It's changing conditions of the test. That's what we're doing. So socializing in a social MMO, as one should, says Shadowsnog. So there's a variety of opinions, and I'm going to choose the one that suggests I'm not cheating. If my newfound friend appears, we have quite a few familiar names here, which is good. There we are. Angry Mosquito is here. There we are. In a nice looking Imperial cutter, I think. Yes, very posh. We approve. We like Imperial cutters. Now, so what do you have to do? Do you have to drop it, and I have to then pick it up?
Target cargo dropped.
There we go.
Cargo scoop
A
deployed.
canister of Meteorite. Let me see if I can do that. I haven't scooped any cargo for a long time. Hope this works. Yes, I did it. Right, so we've now got
Retracted.
a cargo of Meteorite. Thank you very much for that, Angry Mosquito. Much appreciated. We just need one. Right, so let's hightail it across then to Alioth. Last one there is a
Frameshift drive charging.
probably not me. With my poor little Cobra with basically no stuffs. Thank you very much for that, Angry Gossi. I do appreciate it. So yeah. So what I'm trying to do, I suppose, with this playthrough is just to let the game lead me on a bit. Not be 5 million credits all your life. Yeah, I know how this works. So yeah, we're going to this yet. Sorry, now Alioth is where we are. We've just left there, having joined the Alliance because down with the Empire, down with the Federation.
Fuel scooping.
But yeah, I'm trying to be led by the game a bit. So the first thing the game has done is told me about the engineers. So curiosity piqued, I'm going to go and check out the engineers.
Fuel scooping
And I want to, wherever possible, play the Odyssey aspects of whatever it tells me to do. Now, I don't know if there's going to be any Odyssey aspects to engineering, but we'll find out,
Frameshift
right?
drive charging.
So I think I've got to make 10 jumps to get there. It's going to take me. I'll do it as fast as I can. Do I have a big haul? Am I going to get interdicted in funds like that? Let's see what happens.
4, 3, 2, 1.
You can meet Felicity on foot. Okay, well that's. Oh yeah. Okay, well let's try that then, because I definitely haven't done that. So my Cobra has about, I think, it looks to be about a 15 light year jump range at the moment. 16, maybe 17 light years.
Fuel scooping.
This 4A fuel scoop is quite good with the Cobra. I have to say, this fully spec'd Cobra, in terms of
Fuel
the main
scooping
modules, is a nice mix. It's nice and punchy and easy to manoeuvre and quite fun to play. However, it is utterly outclassed in any combat. I did pop along to a low hazard combat zone, and I did manage to kill a few small things, but it's quite clear the unengineered Cobra wasn't really up to the job. There were a few things in there, particularly I think it was an asp or something. I don't know what weapons it had on it, but it was like one-shotting my 4A shields in one hit. Yeah, there's a boom. It's like, my shields are gone. So the game is pretty unsympathetic to unengineered stuff, I would say.
Fuel scooping.
So fortunately, I kind of knew when to run away. But I think if I
Fuel
hadn't,
scooping complete.
then I'd definitely be dead quite quickly.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, the asp has definitely got, some of these NPC asps have got some fairly decent firepower, at least against an unengineered Cobra they have. I might be able to do an upgrade. Have I got any materials? I have no idea. Can't get access to anything in this hyperspace. I don't think I've picked up much yet. Let's have a quick look. I don't think I've got anything really. I've got an energy cell and a frag grenade, but that's just literally. It's there, isn't it? I've got no materials at all thus far, so no. So I'm blissfully unaware of the grind that is ahead of me. I could, of course, be doing some xenobiology while we're on the way over there, but let's go
Fuel
there
scooping
first.
complete. Frameshift drive charging.
So combat zones have engineered ships. So I did reasonably well just to survive then in the combat zone. CZs have engineered ships. So you need to go to low has res if you want a bit of pew pew and follow the cops around. Okay, that makes sense.
3.
Definitely honking for cash. That's a good thing. Honking for cash. Nowhere near as good as exobology, but still free money, right? So. The other thing I did, which has definitely helped the game a little bit in terms of how it looks, is switch off in the options the FSR anti-aliasing thing.
Fuel scooping.
So I've got no idea what FSR is supposed to do, but I've switched it off, and I think the game looks better without it. Whatever it is. But it's something to do with AMD FSR, so somebody knowledgeable will be able to explain to me exactly what the heck that is. But I've switched it off, whatever it is, and it seems to be better. Okay, so first time chat. Flink W, high res doesn't have security.
4, 3,
presumably high risk. So I don't know. Tell me. That's probably true. It's supposedly to give cheaper anti-aliasing. Okay, but it's badly implemented. Okay. For unengineered PvP, the Viper is better. Right. So FSR is downscaling the image on the screen, made use for high resolution. Okay, so that's probably worth me switching it off. So I've set the upscaler to normal. I don't think I've set it to anything more than 1, not more specifically. I have no idea whether I use super sampling. I can have a quick look in the menu when we get there if you like. Turning on FSR with a 4090 is blasphemous.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, so I'm not stressing my graphics card. I mean, my PC is not making any noise at all, but I'm only playing the game in HD because there's no point playing it any higher at the moment because I'm only streaming in HD. So, I suppose I could. So yeah, so the anti-alias thing. I mean, it works in some places, but it's not working everywhere. Okay, so sample game 1.5. Let's quickly switch that on then, because it's only in the menus, isn't it? So what am I looking for? Graphics. Currently, I've got my 4090, which I know is jolly nice. And some of you will be very jealous. Fortunately, I can buy my computers through work, you see, so I was able to specify a stupidly good computer. So where is this thing? Quality? So I have no idea what this stuff means. Anistropic 16, is that good? Is that bad? Right, super sampling, here we go. It's currently set to 1. So what do I want to set that to? 2? 2 is the top. Super sampling to 1.25. Or try 1. So there's votes for all different numbers. What do we go for? I could try 2. Did I try 2 if that's the top one? 2 is best, right? Let's see well it copes with 2. I can hit. Oh, okay. So there we are. We're on 2. Let's just put my FPS counter on. So my FPS is locked to 60 at the moment because that's what I'm streaming at. What even is super sampling? DSS Lev, you took the words right out of my mouth. Somebody will explain it. Actually, I must admit, that does look a lot better. I can't see much. There are some very tiny jaggies there, but actually that is a lot better than it was. Yeah, that's actually quite good. It does look better. So it's basically rendering in a higher resolution and then scaling it down. Elite looks so good with that. It does that. Yeah, you're quite right. It does look better. I can see the difference. Let's turn up the FPS. So the reason it's sticking at 60 is because I've told it to limit it at 60. Because there's no point rendering any faster if I'm streaming at 60 FPS. So if I was doing this myself, I could probably punch it up. My PC seems entirely relaxed. I can't hear any fans or anything. So that's a good tip. So I've turned FSR off and done super sampling. So thanks for the tip. Make the game look as good as possible. It still seems pretty silky smooth. Actually, of course, we haven't tried it on the surface of anything, so that might be something that happens later on. Space is usually okay. Well, let's see what happens when we get to Felicity's base. How far have I got to go? 3 jumps. We're getting there. 20 minutes left in the stream, and I've almost done the thing. The 4090 handles 60 frames per second on the surface just fine. Yeah, I kind of hope it would because it's quite close to state of the art, the 4090, isn't it? I don't know, is there anything better than the 4090 at the moment? So 2 times, about 4 times the rendering power needed, though. Okay, well, I'm paying for this graphics card. I might as well use it. Pretty much is state of the art. Okay, so that's cool. So I knew it was right up there, so I thought I'll future-proof my PC as much as I can. All these planets. I'm not scanning for exobiology. Oh, I might have just cooked my ship slightly. Never mind. Oh, no, we're good. So is the power consumption. Power consumption.
4, 3,
Not a nice start for new players. FSR on mouse sets as well. New player not starting in new player systems. Oh, so we didn't actually start in a new player system. That's weird. Okay, I hadn't realised that, Mega Plastic Man. So the starting systems I started in were not the starter systems. So why does Odyssey not put you in the starter systems? Seems a bit mad. $4090 is breaking left, right, and centre to make sure you're either vertical or well supported. It is definitely bolted securely into the case, so I'm hoping it's all right. But at 1080 you can max out every single settings without breaking a sweat. Yeah, so that seems to be good. I mean, I'm actually running it in a window on my screen to the left of my OBS, but that's just for convenience, so I don't have to run multiple monitors at the moment. Well, it's certainly not breaking a sweat in space. If it's not jiggling, then there's no concern. No, it's firmly bolted into the case. I can definitely assure you of that. So. But yeah, that super sampling has definitely made things look right. I have arrived in the Desiat system. So let's scan it because free money. Okay. And right, so how would I find Felicity Farseer from here? Presumably I'll go back to my Codex. So I'm trying to play the game kind of properly where possible. I don't mind the occasional shortcut like the mesh alloys, but okay, so she's somewhere in the Desiat system. So how would I find? I would expect her to be on my list of navigation points. There are a billion fleet carriers here. So let's get rid of them for a start. Oh, that's what I don't want. Right, okay. Points of interest, signal sources. I don't know what I'm looking for, you see. Settlements, maybe? Landfall, planets and moons. That sounds sort of reasonable. So, Desiat 4, conflict zones. So I'm looking for Felicity Farseer's base. I know it's 6 something. Oh, there it is. Farseer Inc. So you can find it. Right, okay. So quite tough, but it's probably doable. Oh, or an engineer tab, show map. Okay, does it show up there as well? View on galaxy map. That shows me the star system, but it doesn't show me the locale, does it? Where's the engineer tab? Oh, the system map should. Oh, yeah. I find the UI of the system map really hard to. Let's see if I can figure it out. Okay, so does it? Ah, is that it there? Desiat 6A is the right place. Okay, so I can find it there as well. Right. Okay. Let's go and see Felicity. Now I can see her on foot. So actually the I mean, no spoilers obviously, but you kind of already spoiled it. The engineers are actually physical people now, are they? So that's quite good. I say no, we're not playing in open. We're playing in PG, so we don't get zapped straight away. Not nearly as fun. Well, yeah. I've had a few fun and games in open over the years, so let's stick to the private group for now. Depends how you define fun. It does indeed. It does indeed. Much history there. Much history. Streamers and open don't really go together too well. Well, I mean, I did fly in open once a long time ago, and stuff happened. But that's a story for another day. Aussie G's got the right icon there. Yeah. Can't believe that's coming up for 7 years ago now, my friends. Can you believe that? That's insane. 7 years. What? I was a young man back then. There are streamers who fly in open. Wow. Okay, that is brave. but they have to fight for it. Which, yeah, I'm not really up to at the moment with my little Cobra with no engineers. Right, so Farseer Inc. Okay. So presumably this is still a base on the planet, right? Because that's what it was. I'm trying to remember now. What was it before? Slow down a bit. Coming down straight on top of Farseer base. Which is convenient. It's on the daylight side. This is good. So there's a fleet carrier there called Meta Alloys. Okay, so Farseer Inc. is a base on the surface. Wasn't it in a nice? Wasn't there like a? Didn't it have a huge tower or something? Farseer Inc. I'm trying to remember what it looked like.
Orbital flight engaged.
Here we go. It was a big searchlight, kind of Iosauron thing, I think. Oh, I can see a base down there, and it was in the midst of some canyons and stuff. It looks like it's in a similar sort of position, so I can just see it there coming into view, which is quite cool. Nice for a bit of canyon racing. Now we can try. I want to also have a word with the manufacturer of these spaceships. They creak and groan really quite badly. Build quality on these spaceships is not what I think it should be. Okay, yeah, this looks familiar. Yeah, there we go. There's the big tower. That's right. And there was a rotating searchlight at the top. I thought.
LAC Mike Echo Romeo. Commencing automated flight control routine. Please observe docking protocols.
Right, so presumably I request docking.
Access granted. Proceed to landing pad 01.
Which is that one over there. Actually, this super sampling has definitely helped because I can actually read that text from far, far, far away, which is quite nice. Okay, this looks familiar. Yeah, I do remember this. Let's get a good landing.
Landing gear deployed.
Pad 01. I'm quite on it, aren't I? That was a crappy landing. Any landing you can walk away from is a good one. So I can disembark. Okay, this is quite interesting. So I can disembark at Engineer's base.
Your arrival has been noted.
Let's not talk about the engineer. The Anaconda's loose wire. Yeah, you buy a brand new spaceship and there's like wires hanging out. I mean, I wouldn't accept that on the car. Yeah, the sound is amazing. I'm appreciating it more actually because I haven't played the game with earbuds in before, and you hear a lot of stuff that you hadn't really noticed was there. Okay, so this is the inside of the base. Nice. Okay, it's nice to be able to see some of these locales as a person in a, as opposed to just being a ship, right? Oh look, I can see my stuff. Look, there's my point defense turret. That's pretty cool. Neat. Little pew pew device. And my other guns? No, they're not. Where are my other hard points? Where's the underneath hard points? They're usually at the wings, aren't they? Is that where? Where is the hard point? It's at the back here, isn't it? There it is. There's the hard point. That's where the multi-cannon is. Yeah, but they're not deployed inside the shipping bay. Yeah. I always thought, I wonder why the point defense cannons are deployed though. Bit weird. Anyway, never mind. Right, so this bit looks. Oh, no, this is slightly different. Ooh. So there's a little bit of variety here. So that doesn't actually go anywhere, does it? I've not seen engineering base before. That's quite good. So that's a little bit different to the outpost and space station, which is nice. Okay, so here is so is that the lady herself? She's just standing there waiting for me. Excellent. Okay, so she's got her workshop, which looks like a right mess. And this is the lady herself. Cool. She looks very, very, very tired. So I can talk to Felicity Farseer in person. Nice.
Just call me Felicity, dear. I'm not one for standing on ceremony. I dabble in various ship functions with plenty of designs to browse. But I'm quite fond of my frameshift drive modifications. Plenty of explorers have passed through here before departing on a grand adventure. Perhaps you will be one of them.
That's actually quite cool. I quite like that. I didn't know. Yeah, that's better than just the faceless UI that we had before. That's good. I'm interested in modifying my ship. Oh, and then we'll drop straight into the menu again. Okay, so there's a little bit of voice acting. Okay, so I have to donate to her my meta ally. Does she say anything like "Attaboy"? Attaboy, Commander. She is very old, isn't she? Right, so modify. So I can. Okay, these are the things that she can modify. She can modify primarily the frameshift drive, but she can make some modifications to other stuff as well, like engines. Okay, so if I want to modify my FSD, I say that, and then she says you haven't got any material. I need some grid resistors. Okay, so this is where you have to go and find all the stuff, right? Okay, makes sense. So I need a bunch of grid resistors, and I can pin this blueprint so I can go back and look for it later on, can't I? These ones, so I'd need chromium as well as grid resistors. I would need grid resistors and heat dispersion plate and selenium, and I need some cadmium as well and some other stuff, and some other stuff as well. Okay. So, and then. Oh, no, actually, I don't want that one. That's beat sequence. I want range. Range is what I want. Okay, let's pin that one. So atypical disruptive wake echoes. I have seen those. Chemical processes. Yes, it's all coming back to me. Strange wake solutions. Eccentric hyperspace trajectories and data mined wake exceptions. Those ones are really hard to get hold of, as I recall. Okay, so that's engineering. Okay, goodbye. Thank you very much for that.
Glory awaits, Commander.
So scan everything. Yeah. Okay. So is that literally it? There's nothing else here in the base. It's just a window with some stuff. That is the entire. I mean, I was expecting there to be a little bit more. That was a really good start. I expected there to be labs of cool things, but there's not. Okay, but that's. I mean, it's nice to chat to one of the lore characters. That's quite good. Alioth says, right on, Commander. Hi, Drew. Greetings from Poland as always. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Thank you very much for popping in. You might have some mats to engineer some other modules. Okay, so, okay, but that's spaceship engineering, isn't it? So the on-foot engineers have a tiny bit more. Okay, so we haven't talked about any on-foot engineers. So I haven't looked at the engineering for suit stuff yet, so I suppose I ought to have a look at that. Okay, so I pinned that. Okay, so that's my ship. I can't. There's nothing else to do here, is there? Yeah, it'd be nice if she was kind of working on engines and hyperspace stuff rather than just sort of standing there. But I suppose that's quite a lot too. Yeah, a new player might not be able to differentiate between on-foot and old engineers. Yeah, so there's a lot to get lost in here, even for me as a player that is familiar with the original Elite Dangerous and Elite Dangerous Horizons. The disconnect between everything is quite complicated to try and get your head around, isn't it? There's a lot of stuff, and if you were uninitiated coming into this without any assistance, it's quite hard. Yeah. Okay, so if I wanted to, Let's just have a look in this system. Is there a space station in the system? There is. Let's go to... Is there one close by? No, it's just fleet carriers everywhere. Let's pop across to Gary Terminal, because it's time for beers in the bar anyway. But I want to have a look at what the engineering stuff for the on foot looks like as well.
Ship restraints disengaged. Commence
Let's head
departure.
to the terminal.
Frameshift drive charging.
Okay, it's the Odyssey Material Hub. So I need to get. I'm growing a list of all these 3D apps, and I do want to give them a bit of love on the stream as well at some point.
Engage.
So I must admit, I'm still still trying to orientate myself to how much extra stuff you now need to learn because of what Odyssey has brought out. One thing I will say, now that Odyssey is working properly on my PC, I would find it hard to go back, and that's me as a hardened anti-Odyssey Horizon player from before, right? I would find it hard to go back to not having Odyssey, because the one thing I particularly like is being able to get out of my ship and walk around as a person now. Not so much in the terminals and the space stations, because they're so small, the interiors there. They feel artificially small. But being able to walk around the outside of my ship on the surface of a planet with a thin atmosphere, where the sky is coloured and everything like that hasn't got old at all. That is a really nice thing. You know, landing on the planet with a thin atmosphere and stepping outside your ship and having a wander around, particularly if there's some plants and stuff kicking about where they kind of wave in the breeze, adds a bit of life to the Elite Dangerous galaxy, right? I wish there was more of that, because I know that basically all we've got is a limited selection of plants and lots of rocky surfaces. There's nothing else. Yeah, there's no caves, there's no rivers, there's no wind storms or anything along those lines at the moment. But you can sort of see the potential. But I definitely would miss that if that was no longer there. Have I tried VR? No, I haven't tried VR. I have played Elite Dangerous in VR. But unfortunately, I'm one of those people who doesn't cope with VR very well. I get instantly nauseous. Well, within a few minutes, I get nauseous, unfortunately, playing VR. So I can appreciate it for like really, really tiny bouts. My perception system doesn't cope with VR very well. So I obviously I haven't, since Odyssey's come out, I haven't looked at Guardian structures or Thargoid sites or anything like that again. So we're going to have to visit those in time. But it was quite cool seeing Felicity there. That was quite good. But yeah, so I'm a bit of a convert to Odyssey in terms of the planetary exploration side of things. I definitely get that. I find the space station interiors and the outpost interiors. The engineer one there was quite good. It was a little bit different, but it was a bit too small again. They were all very limited in size. The surface installations are a bit better because they're a bit more sprawling, and you can kind of go inside and up and around a bit more. So those, in some ways, I quite like. But the ones I frequent through playing the game at the moment are a bit bland. They're too small. They need to have a lot more interior space. I feel. I mean, they're not going to obviously at the moment, but they feel very claustrophobic from that. Odyssey planet's too flat. So yeah, I must admit I haven't encountered many planets where there's much in the way of terrain. Commander Trench Blue says, Drewweg, you should raid EU. Oh, I just leaped of shame again. So I was reading the chat. You should raid ERAM tonight. She's been in a few of your ships. Has she? Okay, well I will definitely give her a raid. Remind me when we get to raid point. Okay. ERAM_237. Remind me when we get there. Let's head for the space station, because I just want to check out what the engineering looks like for the on-suit stuff. So presumably, is the materials for... You could probably answer this question in chat. Are the materials that I need to gather for engineering the suits, are they utterly separate from the engineering materials I require for the engineers for the spaceship? Okay, so that is totally completely separate and a bitch to grind. Right, okay. Message received. Yeah, no, we're in a private group here, not in open, so hopefully most of the people here are friendly and know me of old is the plan. So yeah, obviously anybody's welcome to attempt to interdict me if they so desire, but I'm almost there now, so so it's kind of two separate games. That does come across a lot, actually. Yeah, the fact you can't access the missions. Oh, that space station looks so much better now. Oh, whoever it was who gave me the tip on super sampling for that, that is a stonking improvement. That looks really good now. I don't know if... Look at that. I'm just going to hold position here for a minute. Look at that space station there, right? It looks really, really good. If I just quickly switch that super sampling off and put the FSR back on, just to show you how crap it looks on the default settings. Where's the FSR? There we are, FSR 2.0. Okay, so I'm switching it back to the settings that the game chose. I don't know if you will be able to see this on the stream so clearly, but look how janky that looks. Can you see that? Oh, that looks dreadful. That is, it just looks, oh, it's just horrible, isn't it? That is absolutely disgusting. That is the setting the game thinks is best. It's like, what? So top tip. I mean, that is a fantastic tip. Whoever came up with that. Okay, so that looks like a game from 10 years ago. You know, more than 10 years ago, right? That looks dreadful. Okay, let me switch it back to the recommended settings. So Control F now. Okay, so FPS is 60. Yep. Let's switch back to those settings. Graphics. Quality, isn't it? Let's switch the upscaling to normal and switch the super sampling to 2.0. There we go, and resume. And look at that, just look at the difference. That almost looks like a movie in comparison. And it's still doing 60 frames per second, at least at the moment. The difference there is staggering in terms of the image quality. I'm so glad you told me that, because I just thought the game was crap. I thought genuinely it doesn't look that good. That does look very, very good, doesn't it? I mean, I appreciate that I've got the super duper graphics card. It does look so much more impressive with those options on. Wow. Okay, thanks for the tip, guys. That is going to transform the way the game looks. Yeah. I mean, normally I'm a case of I prefer FPS over image quality, but that is night and day in terms of how the game looks. That's much closer to watching a movie now, isn't it, than it was before. That just looks astonishingly different. I'm glad you can see it on the stream as well, because I wasn't sure if it would come across too well. But it looks so much better now. Wow. Pad 44. I mean, everything looks better. Let's just do FPS here again. We're still getting 60 FPS at the moment. Everything looks gorgeous by comparison. No, the jagginess is mostly gone. It's not perfect, but it's so much better. How do you do the on-screen FPS count? Control F. Just hit Control F, and it will display whatever your FPS is. Mine won't go any higher than 60 frames per second at the moment because I've told NVIDIA's thingamajig to limit it to 60 because I'm streaming at 60 FPS here. Streaming at 60 FPS per second and recording at 60 FPS per second for YouTube when I upload it after. So that's why it's not getting higher than 60, but it's getting a constant 60. I have I have a 4090 GTX, so no, it's RTX, isn't it? RTX 4090. So yes, it's a very good graphics card. I think that's basically all I can say about that. Okay, let's disembark then. Let's see if it copes with stuff inside here. Okay, I think it probably will, but then I never used to have problems inside these areas. It was more the surface installations that always screwed up. I can hear I can hear my PC's fans coming on now. It's noticing, and whatever it's doing is pushing it a bit harder. But no, it's still 60 FPS here. That's good. Right, let's get across to. Oh, everything looks so much nicer. Oh, that was such a top tip. Thank you very much for that, whoever that was. I just assumed the rendering engine wasn't up to the job, but it obviously is with the right setting. And here's the crew. Yay! Right, where am I going? Oh, engineering. So where is that? Is that in the suit play, the place where you buy suits from? That's up here somewhere, isn't it? Here we go. Here's the crew, all hanging around. They're already in the bar, as you would expect. Okay, so this young lady.
You after a weapon or an upgrade?
Okay, so this is
Maybe
where I get the
even
upgrades
something else.
from. Okay, let's
If
talk
I
to
don't have
Kaden.
it, it's not worth having.
If you haven't got it, it's not worth having. Okay, so what have you got? Anything? No, she's just got all the ordinary stuff. Right, so that doesn't tell me how to. Oh, hang on. What's this then? Okay, so what I thought I had a suit that was already upgraded slightly. Oh, those are purchasable. Okay, so upgrade. There we go. I'm in the wrong place.
Let's see what you've got.
Well, let's see what you've got. Here's the ration. Okay, so I've got a level 2 Artemis suit that somebody found me somewhere. Okay, so here is. I need some stuff. Okay, so these are more materials. Okay, so I need some suit schematics, health monitors, power regulators, manufacturing instructions, aerogel, and graphene. And I need 15 of them. Oh, I've got one. Okay. So yes. Okay. So on foot materials can be traded as well. Okay, but this isn't engineering, is it? Or is it? Okay, so there's engineers for on foot stuff. Where do I go for that? Or is that a new engineer? There are new engineers as well. Okay, so how would I? Oh, I'm now not in my ship, so I don't know how to use the UI.
I'll be here if you change your
mind.
mind.
It's Q or something, isn't it? Q and hold. So is that in here somewhere? Engineer. No, that's the same menu as before. So, hang on. Suits and strategic. Okay, so there are 2 new engineers. Gotcha. And there are 3 new engineers. Okay, so I've got Rosa Diet, Domino Green, Jude Navarro, and Eleanor Brazer. Okay, suits and equipment, Force, strategic. So what do they do? Okay, so Rosa Diet wants. You learned about through common knowledge. You gained access to Rosa Diet by selling a total of 10 culinary or cocktail recipes to stations in Colonia. I've got to go to Colonia. Wow. Okay. Okay, so you gain access to Domino Green by travelling at least 100 light years in shuttles. Really? I've got to go in there. I've got the spaceship. But no, you've got to take a taxi 100 light years. That's like saying, right, I want a new suit. That's very nice, sir. I wander down to my local tailor, as you do. It's like a new suit. So did you come in a taxi today, sir? No, I came in by train. Well, sir, I'm afraid you've got to go back to base and catch a taxi. Come back in and then we'll have a chat. Well, why do I have to do that? Because this makes no logical sense. This episode was badly written. What are you going to learn in your shuttle trips that Domino's previous customers haven't? I know. It's like, why does every single person have to take a taxi trip? Dear. At least she's one of the better looking kind of people in the Elite Dangerous universe. They're all rather jaded, aren't they? Right, so Jude Navarro. Okay, he needs complete 10 restore reactivation missions before coming to the office. Prove to me you're willing to help others. Okay, that's kind of okay. Somebody owns a taxi. Yeah, what does Domino Green do for a living? Or maybe it's her dad. Or maybe it's her brother. Or something. So Jude Navarro's okay. Rosa Diet just likes food. Fair enough. She wants 10 exotic recipes. I can kind of go with that. Jude Navarro is okay. What does Eleanor want? Right. Anyone passing through Colonia? Actually, she's out in Colonia too. So hang on. Two of the... Okay, basically, do they do the same thing then? These strategic ones. So there's one here in the core worlds and there's one out in Colonia. Is that right? I haven't got to go to Colonia to complete the engineering, do I? Right, okay, so there's one in each area. Right, okay. Sorry, sir, we can't fix your suit. You have to go 100 miles in an Uber first. Okay, so yeah, restore and restoration missions. We'll start doing some of those things. So I'd like to. So is there any indication in here as to what I can get? So why would I bother if I don't know what I can get? What sort of stuff can I add on that I don't already have? I'm assuming it's stuff like make my guns and my shields more effective. You look on enough. Okay, so more power, yeah. Night vision. Don't I have that already? My ship's got night vision, and my SRV's got night vision. So night vision is not an option for the suit unless you engineer it.
You in the market for a new weapon?
So it's not on your suit, really? So tell me, I've got to go and find some recipes or. Okay, so my Mark 1 eyeball doesn't have night vision. So it's a purchasable extra, sir. Okay. But except I can't purchase it because I need to do some stuff. I can't just buy it. Okay, so you can have snipers and... Okay, so I can make my guns better and more powerful shields and run faster and presumably more backpack space and stuff as well. Better sniper. Okay, Kayapong01. Somehow I'm in the same places as you, Drew, but I'm not there. First time chat from Lambril. Stealth mechanics are good, adds an extra element to the game. Okay, so their engineering wants to support stealth. Right. Hurry up, there's a line for the shop. Sorry, right. Okay, yeah. I'm over time on my stream as well, so apologies for that. Well, I don't know why, because I'm apologising to myself. Right, let's go to the bar and let's not have a drink. Everyone to the bar. Go! Yes. Hey, the instancing's working much better, isn't it?
I'm looking for someone to do some
Glasses of Lavian brandy.
So, Lavian. They pronounced it Lavian. That's not right. It's Lavian brandy. So the accents in this part of the universe are wrong. Right, there we go. We're at the bar.
Take a load off, Commander.
Oh, because she's eyeballing me, isn't she? She's very suspicious. Why is she looking at me? Is that because I'm the main player? I'm the chosen one. She's very worried about it. Right, here we go. Look at the two. I need to get some of these suits. Where do you get the cosmetics? Where do I customize my commander? Is that in this menu? Is it commander? Commander is the obvious place, but it's not there. Oh, in the terminal. Right, okay, I have to try that. I mean, look at this. Look at the crew here. This is really good. So, I like some of these get-ups. Commander Angry Mosquito. That is not a stealth suit that you've got there, but that it's quite cool looking. Some quite good gear. I mean, you look like a bunch of ragtag desperados hanging around in a space bar. I've got to give you that. It did look good. Round of applause. Oh, what's the round of applause?
Get you, Commander?
What's the round? Where's the? No, it's not that one.
Flying around at the moment, it's
Where's-
crazy.
No, it's not that one. Where's the applause button? That's the thumbs
I might
up.
even have enough to upgrade my ship.
That's a wave.
Yeah.
Where's the applause?
What's good for the system is good for all of us.
Yay! There we go. Everyone around of
It's good if
applause.
you're
There we
selling,
go.
that's for sure.
Well done, everybody. It's most impressive. Yay! The emotes are good. I mean, they are good. They are. PC watching me trying to remember how to clap hands. Yeah, there we go. And a salute. That's brilliant. Oh dear, it's all good. It's all good. Right, my friends, I must depart. Thank you ever so much. Well, let's try and do some of the. I want to do some of the Odyssey missions then, with your help. Guide me through some of those, I think, next week, because I'm familiar with the engineering grind for the spaceships, and I can do a little bit of that offline. But yes, getting through some of the Odyssey on-foot
What can I
missions
get you,
and
Commander?
learning some of the other things, it's going to be useful for me to kind of learn, I think. So that's going to be good. But anyway, thank you ever so much, my friends, for your sage counsel and your company on this trip through the void. And special thanks to Angry Mosquito there for the meta alloys. That's been very good. And yes, I must do the raid. So let's do that before I go any further. Who am I raiding in? E-Realm or something. What's the what was the username? E-Realm _237. Here we go. Right. Did that work? Nope. I think it's /raid, isn't it? Oh no. Nope. It is. Yeah, there we go. E-Realm _237. There's a backslash instead of a /. Right. There we go. Right. It's all building up. Here it goes. Thank you ever so much, everybody. I do appreciate it. I'll pop over to ERAM's stream and just say hello. We are engaged. We're ready to raid. Thank you, my friends. Be good. Have a fantastic week ahead. See you on Monday for a little bit of Homeworld, and see you next week for some more dangerous Odyssey and explorations of the wonders that they're in. Take it easy, my friends. Be good. And we are now ready to raid. See you soon.